Coach Brooke Drinnon, and I'm here at Bulls Gap School with Miss Michelle Harrell, who teaches 7th grade ELA. Michelle, as part of Bulls Gap's Literacy Action Plan, you chose to implement some lunchtime book clubs. Could you tell us a little bit about that process and how it's going so far?
Well, we just wanted to make some books accessible to the students, and also to empower students by giving them different levels of reading. Initially, what I had is I had a lower book club and a higher book club with lexile levels that reflected the students' abilities. The first round was so popular, I had to add another book club just to accommodate all the students. And generally what we do is we have 3 book clubs now. There's one that meets on Tuesday, one that meets on Wednesday, one that meets on Thursday. One of the books is accompanied by an audio book, so those who have a hard time with fluency and other issues with reading and reading comprehension, it gives them a little bit more assistance with decoding. I have a higher lexile book for avid readers, and one that's kind of just like a flex text. It's whatever I need it to be. It can accommodate higher or lower. It can kind of hit the genre that I didn't hit with the other 2 books, so there's something for everybody. It's been a great success, and it flows over into some other things that we're doing into the classroom with our Read Pros, and it's a program that we've developed here to promote reading for the students.
So how do you encourage participation and membership in the book club?
Well, there's one thing that I do in my class, and I don't know if anybody else does it, but my students are given a menu board at the beginning of the year where they have to select activities that equal 100 points, and they can choose which activities they would like to participate in. The book club is popular because we just meet for lunch, 15 or 20 minutes every day, or once a week for each club. And they have a forum to talk about the books. They get the credit points for the book club on their menu boards, but also they can do activities associated with the books. And when they read as a group, they're more encouraged to continue to read.
Great. And so when you conduct the book clubs, when you have your meetings, would you say it's more formal or informal? What kind of activities do your students participate in?
Well, I am not a formal girl. We just try to, first of all, we have discussion. We have debates sometimes. Like one of the books that we've recently done is Scar Island, and it really spawned some great debates. For the most part, I let the students lead, but we've done things like created videos and just extension projects. I'm kind of a go with the flow thing. I listen to what the kids say, and they say, hey, Miss Harrell, wouldn't it be cool if we did this? And I'm like, okay, let's do it. And then we do it. Right. And that's kind of how that works out. So it's not really formal. And I didn't want it to be formal on purpose because I want them to view reading as a recreational kind of activity. And I feel like a few years ago, we really started making a push to make it a reading culture. I want the kids to see me reading. I want to be able to discuss and talk with them about what they're reading. And this kind of puts us on the same page. But when it comes to the book clubs themselves, I let the kids lead. And what they think is cool and what they think we should do, we just go for it.
So that's really working well for you.
Yeah, a little bit too well sometimes, because there are many times that I have 5 or 6 books going at the same time. It's a good thing I'm a reader, because otherwise I'd be drowning in books. You know what I'm talking about,
yes,
right?
Yes, I do. I've been very impressed so far. Michelle, how has your coach helped you with implementing and getting the book club started?
Well, I'm really hesitant to give too much information because I don't want her head to get big and, ego to get inflated. No, you've given a lot of feedback on the books themselves, how to attain the books. You've been in the book club more than once, and the kids really like you, and you participate in the book club. You get it. When we get in there, it's less formal and it's just very active. And I know it can be overwhelming for some people because it's pretty high energy, and you've just been able to bounce right in there. Just giving the feedback we need. You've been participating in our PLCs here at the school, and it just feels like you became part of the team, and it's just another voice that actually gets to go into other schools on a daily basis or a weekly basis, so you can bring back tidbits of useful information from other places.
That's certainly something that I've enjoyed so far as well.
So much.
And Michelle, one last question. What are your plans moving forward? Do you have any ideas for things you'd like to implement in the future as far as your lunchtime book clubs go? or any advice for other schools who are thinking about implementing these book clubs?
Well, the book clubs are a lot of work. They really, really, as I said, because I've had to expand it to where it's I can accommodate more kids. I've expanded to 3 book clubs, so it's 3 different books at a time. It is a lot of work, but the payoff is really big, because now kids that came to me at the beginning of the year who did not identify themselves as readers were all of a sudden readers, and they can't wait to talk about what happened or how the world's going to end or whatever the case may be for whatever book we're reading. So it's really been beneficial all the way around, but I can say that I don't know that it's for everybody, because it is such a big undertaking. And in order to keep your credibility with your kids, you really have to keep up with them. So if you got to have some stamina and the ability to read quickly. So the quick turnaround sometimes is hard with the books, because when we end one book, we immediately begin another. And as I said, they can use those books for Read Pro. Sometimes those don't get finished in time. And the turnaround, just getting one checked in and the other checked out, has been kind of an issue. Also, just the different pace of reading. We're trying to mitigate that as much as possible. But, you know, I want kids to read to their interest as much as their ability. Mm-hmm. So sometimes a higher or more avid reader may choose a lower book because of content. And sometimes kids just have a hard time keeping up. Now they're getting much better, and that's a process. Mm-hmm. And so I'm very optimistic. But, you know, it is still an issue. My biggest challenge has been storage, because I have been racking my brain thinking of, you know, creative storage solutions. But when you add that many texts, space is just it's going to be a problem. It's going to be problematic. It's a reality. We have to deal with it. But that doesn't mean I'm going to stop ordering books, because I'm going to just keep shoving them in my shelves as they're falling down. But, you know, space has been the number one challenge.
You guys have ordered so many sets of books. I can't even count all of them. So where to house those has been definitely something to consider.
Well, and not only that, it's in Bulls Gap. I don't think we're unique in this situation, but it certainly is unique for me. This is the first time I've had to deal with it. We're the only access our kids have to books in a lot of situations. Our closest library is the next city over on the other side of town, and socioeconomically, we just know that our kids deal with certain challenges. That library closes at 12 or 1, I don't remember, on Saturdays. Mm-hmm. So the kids won't have access through the week if they can even get there. So without internet access, which is a, you know, widespread problem, and just not having a local library available, we're all they have. So it's kind of our responsibility to make sure that they're there for the kids. And I mean, that means we're bringing in the numbers, but you know, that's the biggest challenge. Space has been the challenge. So I need at least 2 rooms. I'm going to kick one of the teachers out. I don't know which one yet. No, I'm just kidding. But just space, or just storage more so than space. I think if the right situation came along, the space could work out, but storing them is problematic. We're working on it, and I feel confident that we're going to resolve a lot of those issues in the next coming months. We're getting more and more creative as it goes, and we'll see how that works.
So something to consider, but overall, I think that the book clubs are going really well for you, and just really working to foster that love of reading. And
well, all 3 books
we're happy to see.
All clubs are full. I mean, I haven't had one with any spaces open. In fact, I've had to go forage for books just so I can get a couple people in. And we hope that it equates to maybe a summer reading program, and we're working on some other things to improve accessibility during the summers as well. And I hope one leads to the other.
I think that would be great.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Michelle.
No problem.